My name is Tanja Kufner and I'm the Academy Director for Wayra in Germany. Wayra is the global accelerator of Telefonica. I run an accelerator, meaning that I recruit up to 10 startups every 9 months that come and become part of the Wayra family. Once they move into our facility, we actually coach them, mentor them, provide them with all the kinds of trainings that we can best support them for their growth and their acceleration. Another important topic is to find them investors, which is a tough thing. So at the course of 9 months when they graduate, hopefully they'll have scaled their business, they'll have gotten lots of customer traction through the Telefonica group, and most importantly we can get them funded through external investors. Initially, every investor would like to see just an executive summary, which is a 2-page document outlining the very basics of your business idea. Usually then the process is if you've triggered the interest through your 1 or 2 pager, as they call them, then the investor will want some more information, which is the investor deck. Without giving away the entire business plan, I think what every SME or startup should have is a summary of about 10 to 12 slides, not in a Word documentation, just a PowerPoint presentation that I can send through to the investor that triggers the interest. We need startups that have a digital component. It doesn't have to be anything just based around mobile. We have things from medtech and agricultural types of companies. That doesn't really matter. But it is important that we can launch a product in the first 3 to 4 months so we can use the Telefonica customer base, which is over 300 million around the world, to actually scale the businesses. The facilities are always the same. It's a very open, collaborative co-working space. Sometimes it's too open. Literally, we don't have a door that we can close anywhere in the academy, and we make the teams rotate so that even though you hear literally what happens on the pod next to you and the pod next to that one, we still make the teams rotate every 2 to 3 months so they keep having different neighbors. So one of the great little companies that I have in my portfolio at the moment, I'd love to introduce you to, it's called Lernstift. And what Lernstift does is they're actually a hardware play. It's the only portfolio that we have out of the 300 companies that produces a piece of hardware.
Hi there, my name is Falk.
And I'm Daniel.
We are the creators of Lernstift, the first pen that vibrates when you make a mistake.
To make the idea and the technology behind it real tangible for you, we've made this video.
Lernstift is packed with technology. Its heart is a mini Linux computer.
Pretty much a smartphone stripped to the bone.
In the front there's a non-optical motion sensor that recognizes all writing movements, even when you just write in the air.
The team came to us with an idea of creating a 3D printed pen and writing the algorithm so that when people write with this pen, or children in particularly, when they make a mistake, the pen will actually vibrate and give instant feedback to the pupils. So I was delighted that they applied to Wayra because they were a very seasoned team. They really didn't need the 40,000 euros that I can give them. But they came to Wayra anyway because they needed the backing of Telefonica, and they thought if we could just scale them through the O2 shops, that would be a brilliant thing. So irrespective of becoming a Wayra company or not, it's completely irrelevant because there are so many great startups that don't need an accelerator per se. It's not always the right scheme for everybody. The best things that SMEs or startups can do is to talk about their idea as much as possible. What we sometimes see is that teams think that whatever they're working on is extremely secretive, and they go into something called stealth mode. And then they'll talk about this top secret idea and I can't share it with anyone. And I think that's a shame, it's a pity. I think if they ended up talking a lot to everybody that they possibly could about their idea, I think that's the best way to move forward. I make my teams go outside into the middle of Marienplatz and just talk to people, just to make sure that they keep getting the feedback that they're on the right track. A lot of SMEs don't do that. Yeah, they go on, they're so busy developing, they're so busy being creative, or they're so in love with their product. This is a big danger. It's falling in love with your technology, that you're developing something that doesn't really have a market. I see a lot of clusters and centres like this evolve, not just in Munich, but obviously in every big city. I think the more centres like this exist for the creative industry, the better. I think what you end up having is a lot of events that are duplicated, so every single one of us has to do our own demo day. Every single one of us has our own Christmas party, our startup events, our designer days. And I think because of the constant upbringing of more and more of these clusters, I think there's also a lot more collaboration happening.